Hey guys, welcome to Cooking with HAB Youth. I'm your host, Shapard. Today we will be cooking a butter-basted New York strip with a side of mashed potatoes and gravy and asparagus. For today's dinner, you will need a New York strip steak. This steak is very well marbled, as you can tell, with all the little bits of fat in between the steak. It will make it very juicy. As well, this is a prime choice steak. Very good choice. You will need an oil to cook the steak. I'm using the grapeseed oil, but avocado oil is also a great choice. You need to choose one of these oils because it has a high smoking point and will not cause a lot of smoke and give you a great crust on your steak. Next, you will be needing garlic, potato ricer, Yukon Gold potatoes, thyme, rosemary, and chives, asparagus, gravy, half and half, 4 tablespoons of butter, and a cast iron skillet. With this steak, you will need to take it a night before, put salt, cover it liberally in salt, do it on the other side as well, and then put it on a cooling rack and put it in your refrigerator overnight. That method is called dry brining. It makes it so the salt is seasoned in the middle and everywhere in the steak. First, you'll need to season your steak. You already have the salt before that you put on before that, and you dry brined it. That will cause it so the salt is inside the steak and you will not need any more salt. Next, you will be using black pepper. Do the other side. Now, this is a very important step. Do the sides. It will make sure that all sides are seasoned and that all sides will taste amazing. Next, we'll be taking a pot like this, about this big, and filling it 3/4 of the way with water for your potatoes. Next, you'll be needing to put in your Yukon Gold potatoes. It's a little wet over here. Next, you're going to salt the water liberally so that the salt is already in the potatoes. Next, put your stove on high and bring to a boil for about 15 minutes. Next, you will be cutting off the ends of your asparagus, about 1/3 of the way. And you'll be discarding this because this is just fibery and gross and tough. Next, you will be taking your asparagus and take some olive oil and drizzle about 2 to 3 tablespoons on top, just enough to cover all the asparagus. Next, we'll be taking about 2 pretty big pinches, maybe 3 pretty big pinches of salt, and just salting that. For real flavor on these asparagus, you need a lot of salt. There you go. I like to add a little bit of garlic powder next. Probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons, so I would say. Next, probably about as well 2 to 3 tablespoons of black. Next, we are going to toss in the seasoning. Make sure everything is nice and coated. Incredible. Now that everything is coated, we're going to put this off to the side. Next, you're going to turn off the stove and bring the boiling water. Let it sit for a second. You're going to pour this boiling hot water into this. Next, you're going to turn your stove on to medium-low heat. Open up your gravy. Pour it into your pot. 1, 2. And to get the rest out, fill each with a little bit of water and swirl it around for both of them. Next, you're going to take your stick of butter and put it into a pot on about medium-low heat. Next, we'll be putting in 2 cloves of garlic to the melted butter and about a cup of half and half. Next, you have to mix together the salt and pepper into the potatoes. Put about 2 to 3 tablespoons of salt and about 3. Next, we're going to put in about 2 tablespoons of grapeseed oil. Make sure your oil is heated up all the way. Next, you want to take this fat cap right here and put it in directly on the pan so it renders the fat and you don't have nasty chewy fat on the steak. Next, you're going to take your steak. Once the cap has seared all the way, you're going to put it down into the hot oil and sear on both sides for about 7 minutes. Now that you have your full meal completed, this is somewhat what it should look like. Mashed potatoes with gravy, asparagus, and a medium rare to medium steak. Bye, thank you.